Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War campaign 16, week 6, day 6. So today, we're still pretty much wrapping up everything. Still continuing on all the events. We got the Mirrored Hall faction event, which is the same as the Tuesday faction event, just with a new Deep Delve variant that looks exactly the same. So literally the same. Only difference is we have a new troop that you don't really need to use, but it does give another Kingdom Star and everything to Glacial Peaks. Though there are already two maxed out blue kingdoms that are probably worth going for first, which are Sword's Edge and Leonis Empire. Aside from that, what's the other thing? I guess we're still finishing up invasions because I don't think the guild is quite done yet. This will be the last night we'll have to go do those battles. You know, we might as well start here. The troop that we have for it's pretty easy, as with most invasion troops. However, with the 20% as well on top of the what was his other effect that he had? I guess just. No, he didn't really have anything unique that really made him that good. He just happened to have 20%. It just happens to do it. But it's pretty much like any other invasion troop. Double up on it. Just destroys everything. It's pretty convenient. Anyways, hello everyone. Hope you guys have been doing well. Sorry that we're a little bit late. We're just finishing up some dinner between the two streams. Hello, Bill. Hello, Lester. Hello, Haley. Hello, Kinky. Hello, Logic Sayer. Hello, Lester. Hello, Easy Breezy. Hello, Isabel. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. And we'll throw our poke down. And what can we do here? We need probably just one. I'm just going to go Leprechaun. We'll get lucky enough, hopefully. Good old Elemental Star. Elemental Star's extra turn chance is so good. They're basically like wild cards. Like, they cover so many colors that they essentially cover every color. So, Solitary. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, Chad. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, hello, Sani. Leaving a like. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Also, thank you to Genki for sending us a few extra of our redeem codes. I'll start handing them out soonish. As far as, I don't know, what's the next big event? As far as things to hand it out for. Mostly this Thanksgiving coming up, I would say. Of course, we got the good old Vold event. Not sure how much we'll be power grinding at this time around between the holidays and everything. However, Vold event's a Vold event. So we're still going to get some amount. Probably still going to aim for our 300 realistically. I think I got a bit of a reserve too, so it should be kind of easy too. Though I do want to save some of the reserve for the next holiday in case it does go during Christmas as well. Which it might. We don't currently know. Let's see. Take the poke over there. Grab our explosion. Unfortunately, for not even remotely enough mana. And the annoying tank one up front. I should have probably killed that first. Generally, priority order is the brown, blue one first, then whatever has highest mana, then just whatever. Actually, I guess you put Valraven in there. It's Valraven first, then the brown, blue one that has really high score reduction, then whatever one has highest mana, or if they're really close to full mana, that one might have higher priority over the brown, blue, and then anything. Those are generally the only three that really have any priority, of if you'd want to take them out quicker. And something being close to full mana really just depends how far they are. Like something at like that amount of mana is obviously really high priority to kill. You know, if they're sitting at like 5 out of 18, not too big a deal. As long as they're not within like one turn of full mana or literally at full mana, in which case they become a very big target to kill immediately. So hello, Joshua. Welcome, welcome. Let's get our mana going. Oh, actually, I'm not sure why. I can't be the only one. There's no way that any, like, doesn't these look exactly the same? I still can't get over this. I know they look so different, but to me, I can't identify these two objects as different. There's the head, there's the shoulders, there's a little ice thingy, there's the rest of its body. Like, they're the exact same image. The amount of times I've messed that up this week is insane. I think it's mostly the curvature of the mountain combined with where the peak is being exactly where his head is. That drives me crazy. with that image. Let's see. We'll kill the Valraven. Kill... you got a little bit of mana. Get rid of the tank tower. And hopefully we randomly get a skull. We did not. Well, we can just wand right up and that should be matched as long as it doesn't randomly get full mana. Which he sure tried to. Oh, I could have just taken the skull. No! Oh, now I'm gonna have to just break it. That's fine though. And now he's dead. It's a visual puzzle. I don't know, something about it just really looks the same to me. I know they look completely different, but they look exactly the same. I just had a quick glance anyways. These are probably our last two battles. We just got a Valraven there. So this will be the end of the line. Completely for the weekend. We actually don't need to do any more fights. And Underspire is actually about to be there too. Honestly, we're about to finish every single event today. Most likely. Because after we finish out these battles, by the time we play tomorrow night, we'll be done. And when it comes to the other event, depending on how lucky we get, if we get perfectly lucky rooms, we're actually going to be done with Underspire today too. I'll try to spend a little bit less. I think I'll only spend like 50 gems on it today, maybe. We did overspend on one of the days earlier, just in case we wouldn't make it. We did waste an extra 150. That could have been like only a 50, so we basically an extra 100 on it. That's fine. Find all those Underspire dead ends? Yeah, true, we could do that. It's been burning through my gems like crazy, though. Finding those Underspire gems has been making me waste at least like another extra 300 every week since it came out. But I kind of have to because we need those legends. I don't have any of them. Like every week that's going to consume an extra 300 on top of everything else. But we need to go get them. Was did I not claim this yet? Oh no, just my XP boosters. Not sure what we're stalling them for, but we'll use them at some point. Got another one today, just gotta complete a delve. Oh, we gotta go... Oh no, we don't gotta go all the way for it. Duh. We literally have a faction event for that. Those are delves after all. Anyways, so adventure board... We got some writs. It's not like super worth it, but I'll grab it. Might as well. I'll just grab the one though. Not much else to really grab unless we go for the gold coins, I guess. There's still 0 on legends as well, yeah. They're really rare. They are decently rare. Hopefully we'll get one soon. Even if we get one, my biggest concern is how many repeats are we going to get? Is it going to be like the gem dragons all over again? Where we end up getting like nearly double digit of one before we even get one copy of another. Because we don't even have a single copy yet, but we still can get like 5 of one before the other ones fill out. Or even higher. Because they don't evenly distribute, to my understanding. So it very easily could pile on the same one over and over again. Or the same few. Alright, anything good for dungeon? Come on, top 3, top 3, top 3. Oh, sadness. It's only curse, though, so we don't really need to worry about it. Curse is barely anything. Curse combined with other effects is good. Curse on its own with no follow-up doesn't really do much. Horn Mimic plus Gem Dragons equals Sentinel Troops. The Sentinels were kind of easy to get, though. I wish more of the drop tables worked like them. Like the Seal Key Sentinels. Because the way that they work is when you have 4 copies of them maxed, you stop getting them as a drop. Like, honestly, almost everything should work like that. Vaults should work like that. Gnomes should work like that inside of vaults as well. And just all those mechanics. The Gem Dragon should have worked like that. Like, nearly everything in the game should work like that, despite it being the only one. Not like every mechanic, like standard keys would still stay the same. But every mechanic where you just have to get, like, 6 things should be set up like that. Like, all those that are kind of set up in that kind of framework should be set up in a way where you have 4 copies of it maxed, you will stop getting it as a drop. But it is the only drop table that is like that. The seal key drop table. Or guild key, or whatever you want to call them. Because it makes it so if you get super unlucky, you'll eventually just get the drop. Obviously, you'll eventually get the drop regardless, but, you know, it helps speed you up on eventually getting the drop. Because you don't need more than 4 copies of any of them ever, you know, after you've already gotten a max. So just completely removing it from the drop table to make it easier to get the other few makes it very nice. And nearly every drop table should be like that, that's set up in such a way. They can never do that for, like, mythics or something, I'm pretty sure. But, oh no, it wouldn't hurt to do it to that too. Because realistically, who's going to have 4 copies of, like, every mythic? Very few people, I think, in the entire game do. Like, I barely even have 2 of most. Like, I still have 1 of so many. Like, even if I tried getting 2 of every, we'd be pretty low on resources after if we were. Like, we could. We could almost go for 3 of it every, actually. But, we'd be completely out after that. So it applying to legends wouldn't be too big of a deal either. I mean, to mythics, I mean. Because the most annoying thing right now, I would say, is the event key drop table. The event key drop table way back in the day when there was only 1 mythic in it, really solid, because, you know, you could just target that 1 mythic. But, you know, you could easily have, like, 5 copies of 1 mythic and then 0 of one of the other. Like, you could have, like, 5 to 0 or something, if a kingdom has 3 mythics. Like, you can go really unlucky on it. So if it made it so if you had 4 plus of the other one that you would stop getting it, would be very convenient. So that if you get super unlucky, you'd actually still have a better chance of getting the other ones then. Anyways, this is still here. That's just the points to go spend them though. Alright, so all we have now is the 2 main events. So let me go finish out the, which of course is Underspire and Faction. Oh wait, never mind, we just did Faction, didn't we? Oh no, never mind, that's Deep Delve. That's the other Faction thing. I was thinking of the... I was thinking of the other battle. Yeah, we just have these 2. You know, I'm actually going to do Underspire first. On Faction. So Underspire, we're currently in the final section. Still using the same team we've been using all week. Which, of course, is spam the Sapphire Dragon until we win. Very straightforward strategy. I didn't mention this exact team in the Monday video. Just because it uses triple Sapphirex. Speaking of getting too many of the same thing. Because of course it's unrealistic to have that many, unless you got unlucky. In which case you have, you can finally utilize them for something. Let's see, I'll take that one over. Gotta get those blues where we can. Ooh, Submerge is gonna be bad there. Gonna basically have to re-kill his team. Oh, we got an extra turn there. That's actually pretty huge for the blues. Alright, good, he drops Submerge. How much do we need to do? That should be enough because we've taken so many blues. Very nice. Love to see it. Got our double direction. Wait, did we just get straight pathed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, pretty much. And then we just take whatever one is higher here and we'll be good to go. It takes anywhere from 73 to 126 weeks to get them all. Based on the 1.5% chance, which is roughly what it comes out to. Oh, gosh. That's a lot. Especially if you don't already do Underspire. How many does that take into account, though? Like, how many dead-end rooms per week does that assume? Yeah, that's a little over a year, then. They do seem rare, and that would explain why. I assume that takes into account repeats as well. Like, the amount of gems, if you were already going to be doing Underspire, it's not that much. Like, we're talking just several thousand. But if you weren't already going to be doing Underspire, that is a lot of gems, if you break that down. Because let's say on average you're spending 1,000 a week. Because I think that's fair to say for Underspire. It can be less, it can be slightly more. A lot of times it actually is less. But with all the dead end rooms, you know, if you're constantly trying to take them, it could potentially be more. So let's say it takes 1,000 per week. And 100 weeks. That's 100,000 gems. That's a decent amount. But of course, if you take it based on how much more you're spending, I think on average, I am only spending, I want to say 300 more. So in that case, it's only 30,000 gems. Which is still a lot, though. Like, it adds up. There's a lot more ways to get gems now, but they're not that quick to get. They're quicker, but not that quick. This battle is actually really bad. He has a billion things that create spider gems, and my whole team needs magic to function. And he can resummon. And I have no cleanse. I think I would really need it that badly. But apparently for this fight we do. There we go. Oh, there's the door. We'll take this one because we have to anyways. And now it's time to play Where on Earth is the Correct Path? Starring 3 different paths. Down, down, and up. I might just pick the outlier. Up is looking kind of juicy. Oh, I forgot you're blocking on yellow. I was going to do that to try to fill my weapon and then just realized he uses the same color, doesn't he? Oh, that's not enough mana. I need one more. You don't have enough blues. Yeah, that's not enough boost ratio. All these blues next to each other, I can't even get them to full mana. I'm just going to take purple surge. No, it didn't surge! Also, is my thing on minus purple right now? Why did that give so little? 3 damage off. Gosh, I should just take it to blue. That would have been enough damage. Well, there's the final boss room. There's 1,000 dead end rooms that are going to tempt us. You know for sure that's triple dead end. Oh, wait, never mind. It's only 2 downs. I forgot. My right path isn't a right path. I was looking over here, but that's on the other side. So we don't want to take that. It's everything on this side of the thing. So yeah, we only have 2 paths. Down or triple down? Well, you know triple down is going to dead end, but it also gives it more opportunity to not dead end. Alright, we gotta go this way. It's tempting us with free rooms. Like, you know there's at least 4 dead ends in this section over here. Let's go see what they are. That's a lot of possibilities. Do we not have enough damage? Ooh, triple cast is not enough damage at this range. We don't have insta-kill to use this week, though, or anything like that, so we kind of have to use this. Like, our best damage output is just using Sapphire. Oh, you're entangled. I was like, wait, how did he dodge it so easily? Yeah, that will do it. Actually, that one is kind of scary. It does a lot of damage, that common. I actually used to use it occasionally. Way back in the day, when he was actually more viable relative to everything else that existed in the game. But he's actually really strong. Also, I got scammed. We didn't get a dead end room. We just got double rate. 216 or 216. Well, how am I supposed to make a choice out of that? They're both the same thing. I'm going to take this one. The other one's going to dead end in like 2 rooms. Whereas this one is going to dead end in 3 rooms. Alright, we'll take that one over. Grab the... Can I even get blue from Sky? I cannot, but I can take all that mana there. Just get Skull and be good to go. Take a brown, get a green, get another green. I think we'll take the blue. Grab a yellow. Get a little snowy thing down. Okay, we got triple. Oh, they have spell reduction, though. Oh, we're going to need so many hits to kill them. Take it that way so we get a little bit more mana. Take the free mana because it's free. And now he's got to find a skull. Or just keep poking it with magic until it dies. So should we get more torches today? I still haven't even gotten to 50, so I guess so. Might as well go on the dead end hunt. I think we overspent on that one day where we did do the 150. But I mostly just did that in case we fell really far behind. But we got lucky enough on the rooms that didn't ultimately matter. It seemed like at the time we were more behind than we actually... Oh, excuse me. It seemed like we were more behind than we actually were. A clip bob. It's a funny way to misspell it. Alright, you're just disease, that's fine. Oh, I should have taken that purple. I might just manually take this thing up with blues, and then we have enough to wipe them out with how much extra magic we get, hopefully. At least in theory. Alright, is that enough damage? I want to say it is. Hard to tell, though. Oh yeah, it definitely is. Barely, though. You went all that extra magic. No! And I was right, it was a dead end in 3. I actually said that earlier. It actually was. Amazing. That means it's going to triple dead end us then. Let me take the other route. Watch, it's going to be up because I'm going this way. Oh, I already have full mana. Whoops. Well, so first slot's basically dead. Yeah, actually got cleansed pretty early. So that thing almost just died purely off of skulls. Come on, skull. Didn't get it. Got the mana we needed, though. And luckily, he didn't go for the mana drain. He could have tried for first slot and gotten the mana drain, and he didn't. Which is good for us. So hello, HD Joey. Welcome, welcome. Now, let's go get our mana going. Because he sure is. Gosh, how many explodes is that? 28. That's just so much with higher magic. I was wondering why it was so many, but this is because the enemy's doing it with their really high base magic. I'm not sure if I have any confidence in this route. Though, one interesting thing is, all the torches we get tomorrow might just be dead-end hunting. Because if the path we're on right now is the path, as in the correct path, then we're good to go. That's all we need. We got that, we got that. Need the other one. Come on. There's like 10 blue giant gems on the board. You can barely take any of them. There's one single pair available. Ooh, this... Oh no, this isn't double dead end yet. If that was one deeper, it probably would have been. But this one's fine. Alright, let me get our yellow extra turn over there. Put that into our mana. Oh, well, apparently I can only target you. That's fine. Grab all that. Take that one over. Got a couple AoEs in there. Free skull poke. That's a dead end. That's a double dead end if I've ever seen one. But that means with our extra torches tomorrow, we should go and check that one first. Oh, why did I not take the 5 times yellow green? Could have just casted my weapon immediately. Hello, Tyrion! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Nice, get a little bit of mana in there. Alright, moment of truth. This is either door or disappointment. It'll be something that begins with D. One better than the other. Alright, let's see. Take that one over. Actually, it won't be door. It'll be, boss room. When are we doing Eevee? Oh yeah, are we still gonna do that together? I could do that right after the stream. And I'll just grab a bite after then. Yeah, as soon as your stream ends, I can go do it with you too. If you guys are already ready. What terror type and everything is it? Because I have no clue what we even need. I'm pretty sure I have something laying around that will be fine. It's normal? Oh, we could all just use Koraidon then. Hey, we found a door. Oh wait, we can actually finish every last room right now. Ooh. We can finish the event tonight. In Gems of War. So, well, into the other game as well. But let me go throw a lantern down then. Because we just double lantern and we're good to go. This one for double gold, this one for double pet orb. And that'll be a nice solid 0-0. Then tomorrow we go find all the dead ends. We'll have some dead ends right over there. I think we had a few other good places. Like right over there is a pretty good double dead end location potentially. Oh, right over there is a really good double dead end location. Yeah. So that's what we'll do with the torches tomorrow. Perfect. Actually, I think we're about to full scout the floor today. Or not today, but going into tomorrow. Alright, let's go win out Tower Dune then. Let's lantern this one, lantern the other one. Just gotta make sure we don't lose. Should I make this team a little bit safer? That's fine. I feel like putting resummon on her or something. Oh, what do we need? What do we need? Grab a green to the brown. Pokey poke. Take a purple. Take a blue to a blue. Might as well just keep going blue. Oh no, we got blocked on yellow. Normally it's the other way around that we get blocked. But this time the weapon blocked the dragon rather than the dragon blocking the weapon. Yeah, Admiral Cursor's pretty nice. We didn't get anything too good from the double other than the little small blue. Alright, final one. Moment of truth. Will Diamantina obliterate us? Because we can actually lose this fight, which would be really sad. Because our focused single target damage is not the greatest with this team. Especially if we give him a billion mana. I'm just going to let him have that skull, I think. It's better for him to take a skull than to take mana due to Diamantina. It's hitting at 156 too, though we do have double submerge. Wait, when did we pick up that double submerge? Wait, what? Oh, submerge per extra turn. I almost forgot. Frost Mage has submerge. I almost forgot about that mechanic because it's very rarely ever used for that. It's inverse Merlantis, or inverse Merfolk class, or what is that one class called? It's inverse well, I can't remember its name, but it's the inverse of the Merfolk one, where that one has a lot of submerge and a little bit of freeze. This one has a lot of freeze but a small amount of submerge. But a small amount of submerge will keep us very alive against that. So it'll work out perfectly. I don't have a drop for that. Or that. Let's take the mana in the middle. Trying to get the second or last slot to full mana. He's not wanting to get there though. Or he is, but just very slowly. Oh, he doesn't have any extra turn, right? So I gotta start running through every single one and hope they up. Not that one. Alright, are we good now? Any other cascade? Okay, we should be fine. Throw down 1. Throw down 2. Throw down 3. And dead. There we go. And that is Underspire completed. And we still have all of tomorrow to go find dead end rooms then, it looks like. Got there a little bit early this time. But more dead end rooms to go hunt. Alright, now I always have one other game mode to go finish out this week. And that is, of course, the faction event. We're currently on floor 80. We got to do around 230 to end up finishing it. Or, level 230 to get up to. So, let's just go do another third. We're kind of just splitting up 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Before we do, though, let me go ahead and redeem code. Here you guys go. Here is the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com for the game code section, or invite code game found in your settings menu. Redeem code is right over there in chat and gives it up. It's not going. There it goes. And it gives the same loot as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. There you go. At least you didn't do Daughter of Time with 3 peasants. No, the problem with Peasant with it, I would if Peasant had proper follow-up. The problem is Peasant doesn't do any value afterwards. It's the reason it's pretty much only ever used in Arena. It has no follow-up value. Its ability is good, as far as its board control. The problem is the follow-up that is lacking. Like, if you made a mythic version of Peasant, it'd be really good. Like, basically Peasant's exact ability, but have any amount of follow-up. Like, full AoE damage, or, like, anything else on top of it. While keeping it, like, a low mana cost. Like, imagine a 12 mana cost full AoE Peasant. Where it does the exact destroy that Peasant currently does. But does, like, an okay amount of AoE damage. Like, something like this, or this. Like, that'd be so strong. Thank you, Crimson Fury. Greatly appreciated. Also, it's so weird. Because the Deep Delve variant looks exactly like the normal variant, I can't even tell when we're having the Deep Delve. They're basically the same. The only difference is, like, it has, like, some tier 4s on the sides to the tier 5s. And the one room looks slightly different, even though it's the same layout. It was definitely one of the weirdest Deep Delves we've had. Thematically, it makes sense, given that it's mirrored halls. But making it, like, literally the same, pretty much, it's a little bit of a weird way to do it. Oh! Remember when I mentioned earlier that we could Dawnbringer into an extra turn by using Dawnbringer to hit one of the yellows? We actually got it to happen for once. We've only had it happen, like, 3 times, I think, so far. But it is possible that the 1 yellow destroy from Dawnbringer's ability hits the thing. Like, right there, we can see it. Destroy a random yellow gem. A Hourglass gem counts as a random yellow gem. So it is possible that it overwrites, or, you know, it destroys the Hourglass gem. And you're good to go if it does. Oh, I didn't think that'd be enough damage. Whoops. I definitely thought that would be, and it was not even remotely close. Daughter of Time, Peasant, Hero with Zolgoth. That would functionally work. The Meat Shield Peasant. The Super Meat Shield. I feel like Azurif does have a little bit more of a use case in the main game and not just in Arena. It's still very situational, of course, as well. But it's situational in a way that it could still actually be used. Whereas Peasant doesn't have the follow-up to ever be used for the most part, unfortunately. Other than in Arena where the value exchange is actually better. Because there's not too many good commons in Arena. So drafting Peasant relative to what you have for commons is actually really good. Because reason why Peasant in Arena is good is mostly because of his power compared to other common troops. There's a good handful of commons in the game that are just really broken. Case in point, Thrall. But there's a lot of things kind of like that. Where they just get a lot of value. Where the rarity means absolutely nothing. Also, I'm literally looping into Daughter of Time. What's even happening here? I'm just... What's happening? This is such a weird battle right now. Daughter of Time's just looping into itself, but progressing our team by doing nothing. Right now. Alright, now we got some progress. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Daughter of Time, like, looped 4 to 5 times onto itself without actually feeding enough mana into anyone else. But still never dropping its turn. Very weird. And no problem for the go to enjoy. Oh, I was about to move that. That's one thing I hate with this starting explodes. You get your plan for turn 1 ready, and then it's like, nope, you don't get to do that. Every single time. Like, the amount of mana accumulation is normally worth it. But, you basically can't depend on the starting board. You just have to just not look at it and just look at it after. Because it could easily just be a completely different board by the time the explosions go down. Oh yeah, that was our objective for today. Nice. We passively got done all the dailies for the XP bonus. Not sure if we're going to throw an XP bonus today. I just want to focus on getting deeper into faction. Hey, we got a deep delve variant. You can tell because that's shaped different. And you can also tell because it has less loot. Because it's tier 4s instead of tier 5s on the side. Yeah, this is so far the second delve we've ever had where the layout is definitively worse. Or not even the layout, it's the same layout. But that the delve itself is definitively worse. The deep delve variant is definitively worse than the default one. It's quite literally the same, just with tier 4 rooms on the side instead of tier 5s. And the other one that was definitively worse was City of Thieves. Though in all fairness, that was almost inevitable. City of Thieves was a near perfect faction. So it kind of makes sense that the alternative version of it is weaker. Given that the base version was already so broken. I still wish they would have put different loot in the deep delve variants. It's kind of weird that the final chest still has the same drop table. Wonder if they'll ever still change that in the future. As it stands right now, it definitely doesn't make deep delves worth ever doing. Especially if you're still progressing through all the delves, which I would assume most people are. Just because of how long it takes to finally finish all delves to 2,500. But it is doable within a year. Even with how many delves they've added at this point. But generally, within your first year, you might not have the options to kill them as easily. Compared to your second year. So even though it's technically possible to do it within a year, it depends what you have as options. You don't even play deep delves? Yeah, generally deep delves, like as far as using sigils for deep delves, like when you double use a sigil for it, that is never worth doing in the current state of game. You're actually losing value a lot of time. The only way that might be worth it is if you're kind of like me and you don't bother doing the 3 battles each day and just kind of skipping on it. It could be worthwhile to run one of them and run it as a deep delve just to get slightly more loot. But beyond that, not really. Which is something I honestly should be doing. Because it wouldn't take that long. And you get a guaranteed gnome out of it. And you can easily do it just in a location where you have a lot of good insta-kill things like City of Thieves. It's just one guarantee gnome doesn't seem that enticing. When a vault event is basically like infinite guarantee gnomes. So you can either go for one every single day, or wait for a vault event and get one every like minute. Maybe not every minute, but you know, like every few minutes. Yeah, it's all the standard gnomes. I don't think you can get the rare gnomes in Underworld, though. I actually forget. I think you only get the standard ones, like Glory Gnome, Soul Gnome, the Standard Gnome, whatever he's called these days. I don't think you can get any of the super rare ones, like Dragonite or anything. I don't know, because I haven't really done it that much, the Deep Delves. Honestly, as far as, like, the actual Deep Delves that you use 2 sigils for instead of 1, I've probably only ever done 30 in the whole history of the game. And they've been out for, like, a couple years now, or however long it's been. I've probably only ever done 30 total or so, give or take a few. Despite the fact that you can easily do 1 per day. Yeah, it'd be way different if it was only the rarer ones. Like, if the gnome drop table for that was Pet Gnome, Cursed Gnome, and Dragonite Gnome, that'd be a way different story than the way that it functions now. Because, yeah, that would be quite a bit different as far as it actually being viable. It'd be very viable then. I just did that on the wrong tile again. I'm not sure why. I keep casting that troop exactly 1 tile off from where I should be casting it. It's at least the 3rd time this week where I have misclicked its ability by exactly a tile. Also, nice to see this thing's actually viable again. This dragon was mostly just like a strong arena pick, or a like new player could kind of use this to be somewhat decent damage kind of pick. But this is the first time where it's actually been like best in slot kind of for a team. Maybe not absolute best in slot. I still feel like Mistralis would be better compared to it. But it distributes damage a bit better than Mistralis, or I should say more evenly. The problem with Mistralis is Mistralis does more damage, but the way she distributes damage is not as even, which can lead to situations where it can effectively do less damage to one particular unit, which if you're trying to kill everything simultaneously would actually be less damage overall with Mistralis, despite it doing more damage, if that makes any sense. Because even though it's doing more overall damage to the enemy, if you're trying to kill them with AoE damage, as in, you know, all simultaneously, by hitting all at the same time, if she is hitting slightly less on one, then you are effectively hitting less with her, even if the overall damage is more. Because it doesn't matter if she hits like 80, 80, 80, 20, when you can get more value from just hitting everything with like 50 or 60. Because the other one got hit with barely anything. Which has always been an issue with those Infernus-like troops. Like Infernus, Mistralis, Aquatica, stuff like that. Is those random hits are really inconsistent. Those random splash hits. Sometimes they work out really well. Sometimes they don't hit anything that you want them to. Like, you're always applying a lot of damage with them, but where you're applying it is kind of in question every time you click on it. Oh good, we got a random destroy. Or Dawnbringer randomly destroyed an hourglass again. You played for 4 years now and still not done with delves? Yeah, it can take a while. It can definitely take a long while. The main strategy, if you want to speed it up, though, is basically target them one at a time. So essentially with your daily battles, just the 3 that you get every single day. Focus that entirely on just one single faction until it's 500 pure faction, assuming you have the power to do so. And then basically just keep doing that while alternating it with weekend events. So whenever there's a weekend event, and if you throw some gems at it, you could end up getting, of course, go for or maybe not even go for a leaderboard, but going for 500 very easily by just rushing it down, kind of like these. And even just with the default battles, like we're gonna hit like 230, 250-ish. And if you just throw a little bit more, it gets like I'm not sure what you even need these days. I want to say tier 5 or 6. I actually don't remember. Haven't done it in so long. Actually, I think wait, do you have to buy tier 7 a couple times? Isn't it like 1 or 2 tier 7s? I actually haven't done it in so long, I actually forget. We did it a lot way back when, but don't really need to these days. But I think it's about a little over 1,000 gems on a 3-day long weekend event in order to finish out. If you do absolutely every single room. I think it's like a 1,310 or 1,510 to finish out the entirety of it. Which, of course, that's a decent handful of gems, but it does end up getting it done. And then you can focus your free daily ones on kingdoms as well. And you're basically like multitasking it that way then. Because there's only one weekend one every single month. And that's the best time to ever try going for the pure faction for the place. Or, getting all the way to 500 max. And only ever doing it for ones that you haven't already maxed, of course. Alright, I'll get that one done. Get our time going. Get our explosion. Do we risk the... Yeah, we're going for it. No! I missed. But it was enough damage that it didn't really matter. Clear out these two. Alright, how much would be the 1/3 mark if we were to go today? I think we technically have to go to what? 140, 150? I think 150 is technically the 1/3 mark. Also, this team's starting to fall off. I think in the next section we go for the Iron Gut team. I probably already should have switched to it, to be honest. But I think we're switching. Like, this is still working, but we're about to get to the point where this team's about to fall straight off a cliff. Which is why I normally mention this as the level 20 to 100 team. Because that's pretty much the range that it works at. Obviously, be dependent on stats, you might want to switch out earlier. But they're called 20 to 100 for a reason. But that's mostly because AoE tends to fall off around that range. Like 80 to 100 or so, depending on stats. Because once you can stop one-shotting with a single cycle, it becomes a lot less worth it to run it. There are a few exceptions for ones that can kind of go further, like Tesla and stuff like that. Or even Rowing under the right circumstance. You could bring all the way to 500. But most AoE teams you do need to stop with by 100. Or even earlier, dependent on stats. As well as dependent on if the faction itself has magic reduction or not. So why did I do that? I could have given a guarantee extra turn. Is Feyhound in the drop table yet? Oh, Feyhound. Is that the most recent bounty troop? Because if so, I believe the answer is no, not yet. Feyhound. Why do I forget which one that is? Feyhound. Hound. When did this come out? This is an event troop. It would have came out 4 to 6 weeks after the fact. I can't recall if this has been that many weeks yet. I believe this is not in drop table. I'm pretty sure this is still not in drop table for a couple weeks. It seems somewhat recent, but it was like a dead content recent. But yeah, I don't think that's in drop table till probably early next month or midway through next month. It's hard to tell the exact date. But generally, troops like that are about 6 weeks or so after the fact. They'll be in their drop table. In their respective keys, so you can get it in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest, for example. But yeah, I believe that one is not currently in drop table. Like, the way that Glory troops work, like, for example, like Daughter of Time, for example. Make sure to get her right now. Because if you don't get Daughter of Time right now, it could be about 6 weeks before you can get it. Like, you won't be able to get Daughter of Time until basically next year. like January, early January, mid-January, if you do not get her within the next 1 day and 5 hours. So make sure to do so because she's really strong. But yeah, every glory troop works like that. Like they're out immediately, they're really easy to get. You just throw your glory at them, and you're good to go. Or sometimes they're in like the event queue drop table kind of thing if they're adding like a new legend or something. But then it's not in the drop table at all for 6 weeks. Like you can open any amount of keys and you would not find it in any key. So this thing won't be in until like early January, mid-January. Anyways, so make sure to get it now. What are we doing? We need to go and keep going deeper into the faction. Let's double check. Have I done every other thing? Let's see. Before we go all in on faction. Let's see. We fully finished Underspire. Daily XP got done without even doing anything. Invasion's done, basically, because by the time we start up our stream tomorrow, it'll be already finished by the guild. Thank you, guild. Campaign's been done. Adventure board has nothing on it. Alright, let's keep going. Let me go switch to the other team now, too. So, of course, we mentioned the teams on Monday already, which is why we didn't cover a video for it this weekend. But here we go. Bork, Daughter of Time, Rope Dart, and High King Iron Gut. This is the one we're going to now. I don't think I've actually ran this for a faction yet. I've mentioned this during videos, but I don't think I've actually ran it during a faction event yet. Because this is the first time where we had to go deep enough since Daughter of Time has been out. So let's see how it goes. I mentioned teams like this, but we haven't actually needed to use it on a faction yet until today. Because Tuesday's faction, of course, we only went to 80, so I never needed to bring it out. We've run teams like this already, and the premise is exactly the same. We go kill something, get some mana, kill something, get some mana, and rinse repeat until win. Oh, what am I doing? I already have win condition. Also, Rope Dart's enough to kill at this range? Well, I guess it's a tier 1 room. You just wasted 3,500 shards on what? What troop were you trying to get? Or were you trying to get a troop that wasn't in drop table? I'll catch you later, Crimson Fury. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Catch you later. Hey, 1 week till Thanksgiving. I ended up calling my dad and just chatting with him earlier about that as well. It was his birthday today. I'm actually not sure how old he turned today, though. I didn't bother asking, I don't remember. It's like high 60 something, I want to say. I don't think he's hit 70 yet. Though he may have. I feel like he would have brought it up if he hit 70. So there's a chance he hit 69. Did he have a good birthday? I'm not sure. I called him pretty early. Actually, he just got back from breakfast when I called him. Because they wake up like really, really early. I don't know, Feyhound might be in drop table. It's always hard to tell when something is or isn't. When it was recently added. Unless you, like, physically see the drop. Because they don't really announce when things get back into the drop table. It just kind of happens. I do wish they had a better system for denoting that. Especially in-game, or even just anywheres. Because there's no good way of really telling without just like dumping a ton of keys. Or asking people who already have. Yeah, generally the way that faction event troops work is if the next faction event has already occurred, like right now, for example, then it's in drop table. So the previous faction event troop should be in drop table by now. Because that's how most of them work. So for example, the faction troop that we got today, which was that Guardian thingy. Or sorry, not today, I meant yesterday. But that Guardian thingy we got, that won't be in drop table until the next faction in December that we're going to have, whenever that is. Like probably around Christmas time. It might even be Christmas weekend, given that that's about when it would be. But that's normally how the faction ones work, for the most part. Oh, I was hoping we'd randomly cascade a skull there. Would have made things easier. How's that not dead yet? How do we not have any follow-up here? We have a surprisingly lack of follow-up. Like, everything's like right at getting enough mana, but nothing actually had enough mana. Oh, why'd I do that? We could have already won with Iron Gut. Actually, we could have also won with Rope Dart. Never mind. They both work. Also, even if something has immune to Devour, Rope Dart plus Iron Gut's still enough chip damage to kill most things. Especially at this level range. Oh, that's funny. We killed it with the 4 lifesteal. You could tell because it started lagging. They still have the glitch in the game where if you kill something with lifesteal specifically off of a trait, it'll lag right at the end of a fight. It's been this way ever since Yagoi was added back in, gosh, like 7-8 years ago. And has not been ever changed. It's not too big a deal, but it does slow down the battle a little. I was gonna say, is Rope Dart enough damage? Barely. Pretty much exact damage. So if we hit 150 tonight, that means tomorrow we have to do basically as many as if it was a Tuesday faction event. What would I do that for? We already have the win. Must be good just taking a skull. It's not like he has dodge. Hello, Gerudo! Welcome, welcome. Also love that Hourglass gem on turn 1. Makes getting things rolling so much easier. Ooh, oh, wait. Oh, never mind, that's fine. Because Bork didn't already have full mana. So what's the attack power over Iron Gut? Is it actually over 100? Because I don't think he's missed a single Devour all day. Though it could just be that his starting man. Oh, I should have Rope Darted first. Whoops. I guess it didn't matter in the end, but there you go. What's his attack value? It is 92. That is not guaranteed, though that is pretty high. Hey, he has not missed yet, which is why we're about to immediately jinx it. Also, thank you, Jason, for the continued support. Greatly appreciated. Catch you later. Have a good rest of your weekend. Too bad there wasn't a way to put Iron Gut in first slot on this team. It blocked too much mana if we did. Most particularly Rope Dart. Alright, 2 more floors. And then we basically have to do an entire faction event tomorrow. Or, you know, as if it was like a Tuesday event. As far as how many battles we'll have left. But that would give us all rewards. I do have to say, this does take one of the longer events. As far as like all reward weekend events are concerned. Because Bounty Hunter just keeps getting easier and easier. Now what this technically does, the amount of speed you can get towards making it easier isn't really that much. Mostly because we've always had insta-kill in this mode. So you can't really get much quicker than insta-kill. Like this doesn't have any room to get quicker, whereas Bounty Hunter has so much room to get quicker with how it's set up. It's one of the reasons why it's like that. Where Bounty Hunter over time has gotten shorter and shorter, but this mode has basically stayed the same length. Do you make odd teams as well that are weird but actually work? We have a lot in the past. The problem is messing around with them in PvP just doesn't work that well these days. I used to so much in the past. But the current PvP meta makes it really hard to do so. Like if you're messing around with them in Explore or something, it works a lot better. But bringing them to something like PvP is not really something we could do anymore, unfortunately. Or I guess it depends on what we're up against. Also, why did I just click the one that has immune to Devour? Oh, I should have done it the other way around because of the Devour immunity. Actually, why did I attack the one first that has immune? Bit of a weird sequence of order. Because now I can't kill that properly. Just gotta rope dart, rope dart. Rope dart, iron gut, rope dart, iron gut. Even if he can't devour, he still has enough to clean for damage. So it doesn't really matter too much. Come on, cast. No devour, he can still kill them all. It's not a lot of damage, but it adds up. We're getting like, what, 60-something poke out of it? After having rope darted them down to nothing. Yeah, 71. Actually, it's hitting higher than rope dart. I didn't even really think about that. Like, ignoring the armor tier that rope dart has, Iron Guy is actually hitting a higher value than our rope dart is right now. Oh, so despite the Dwarven Gate being called Dwarven, unlike dwarves, it does not have immune to Devour. It itself is not a dwarf, but it's called a Dwarven Door. But despite being a Dwarven Door of the dwarves that have immune to Devour, it itself is not a Devour immune troop. Another one down. And after these two fights, we'll have to clear through one more, and then I'll finish out the rest tomorrow then. It shouldn't take too long. Especially if we have some spare fights, because we technically even skip one. Because all we're going for is a minimum score. So if it seems like we have some extra sigils, we can actually like skip 1 or 2 and then get our extra points quicker. Depends how many sigils we have left. Which we don't really know all the way until the end. But it does look like we're going to have to play through most of them. We're actually a little low in sigils right now. We need to get like 2 more Vow Ravens. But then again, I'm not putting into account the fact that we're getting another 6 tomorrow. I mean, another 3 tomorrow, I mean. Why did I say 6? Yeah, we'll take that one over. Get our Devourer. Take a poke. I'm just going to pass my turns. Not too big a deal. It's a little bit quicker to get mana that way. Is that enough to kill? That is. What about Catharix instead of Hero? We could. My only concern with Catharix is the lack of extra turn capability. And by that, I mean Catharix has like a 1% chance of extra turning, it feels like. Whereas, of course, Rope Dart's guaranteed. Oh no, I always say that about Catharix. His extra turn chance is not that bad. It's just anytime you ever need him to extra turn, he's 100% not going to extra turn. Oh wow, we actually finally didn't hit. I think that's the first time we missed Iron Gut all night. A 98% chance, and that was our first miss of the night with Iron Gut. I got pretty lucky off of that. Okay, we'll take our Cascade over there. Unfortunately, Bork doesn't have full mana, so not much we can do here. Come on, hit it, hit it, hit it. Nice. Alright, we'll get our Hourglass. Grab our Iron Gut on the most threatening thing. Kill something else with that. Get our mana all the way back up. Rope Dart, anything else that seems like it's... Oh no! I forgot. 7 was not enough to kill the 69. I will move that over. Kill that all the way. That will definitely be enough. And hopefully just randomly get full mana. Otherwise... Yeah. How are you still not full mana? There we go. He's like 1 mana off the whole fight. So close, yet so far. But yeah, we're currently 2 Vow Ravens away from having enough battles. I'm not sure where the other Vow Raven's hiding. Otherwise, we might need to buy an extra tier. Oh, he webbed our main win condition. We're gonna probably have to play this out a bit differently. You don't have immune to Devour. No, we missed it again. A double miss. You don't have Devour either. What? We just missed like 3 times in a row. What happened to our win streak? What happened to his perfect Devour every time streak? The multi-miss. You do line-by-line commentary in real life? I don't know. I do for games, regardless if I'm streaming or not. However, I don't really do it for, like, other things. For the most part. Yeah, Genki's been here for a while. She's been lurking in the background. I should have Hourglass first. Would have given us guarantee extra turn. But overall, my final verdict on Daughter of Time. She's still amazing. I do feel like her extra turn potential, as far as getting full mana, is slightly less consistent than initially anticipated, but it's still really good. I still feel like it's on the par with Leprechaun. I don't feel like it's going to get as high of a usage rate as Leprechaun, but it's thematically similar in that it's a really good mana accumulator that is going to be used for like the rest of time. Quite literally, Daughter of Time. But you know what I mean. Beyond the pun. I don't think that went over. Or Devour. Actually, not even Devour. Get the poke that will kill it. Where do we put Daughter of Time in the tier list? Oh no, we normally don't for lower rarity stuff. I would definitely still put her in S. It definitely wouldn't be like S plus or anything. Though I would say Leprechaun probably still would be S plus if there's such a thing existed. I know, we've never really done a tier list for like lower rarity stuff. Mostly because there are only like 3 types of low rarity troops in existence. There are the ones that are broken beyond belief that will always be used and are basically better than almost any mythic in the game. We're talking like Daughter of Time, Thrall, Leprechaun. I'm trying to think of more. There are like dozens. Merilith. Like the low rarity stuff that is just better than almost any mythic in the game. Then there's like the ones that are like usable, but you're not really going to use them in every situation kind of troops. And then there are the rest of them that are just so bad that you're never going to put them into any team ever under any circumstance, pretty much, unless you're forced to. There's like the 3 categories. The broken beyond belief, the usable, and the unusable, essentially. Yeah, Centurigon's pretty fun. I'm not a fan of using Centurigon, but it's really strong. Like, the playstyle that you have to do for Centurigon, I was never a fan of. It's the same reason I never really got into Possessed King. They both use a pretty similar premise. They would really do drastically different things. Sound like Stages of Grief for a moment. I can keep looping. I'm just going to go for the kill. Oh, apparently we're going to keep looping and go for the kill. I'm trying to lose my turn, and I'm still getting extra turn with this team. There we go. Random sky gems for the win. Well, there we go. And now we do the last third tomorrow. We will have 8 fights to go do. Which means as long as we find one singular Valraven, we will be good to go. Actually, even with... wait. Yeah, even without one Valraven, I think we're fine. If we do get one Valraven, that'll make things even easier. But yeah, I don't even think we need a Valraven to be able to do that. Though if we do, that will allow us to skip at least one floor to go a little bit quicker. And get like those quicker points just by like rushing through. Because this is of a 3-room rush. If we want to go down the middle. Yeah, we'll finish that out tomorrow then. as well as go over all the weekly spoilers and go from there. Most noteworthy thing happening next week, big spoiler, of course, though you guys probably already know by now. Vault weekend. Vault weekend next weekend for Thanksgiving weekend. This is by far the biggest thing happening next week as far as the game is concerned. But there are a few other things, of course. And we'll go over all of it tomorrow. But anyways, guys, we will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. I'll still be doing a midday stream like we have been for the other game. Similar today, it's probably going to be a little bit later in the day. I want to say like around noon, we'll probably start again. Maybe closer to 10 if I wake up early and just feel like doing it. But otherwise, it probably will be closer to noon, kind of like what we did today. Is the Mirrored Knight good for the Pure Faction team? It's safer, but the way that you generally run the Pure Faction team, you don't actually need it. The reason being is the Pure Faction team is really only 2 troops, Copycat and the Mirrored Queen. You're actually normally killing out your front line in order to replace them with new troops. And Glass Golem does more damage because of Reflect mechanic, whereas the other one is just purely tanky. This is tanky while doing damage. So for the most part, you don't really need the new troop. If you really want to tank up with it, you can. But the most common strategy for this place is not even to tank, but rather to copy the enemy team with a Mirrored Queen. Get something good to replace your first slot that's better than anything that this faction has. Potentially do it to your first 2 slots if you really want to. And then your team becomes 2 stolen troops, Copycat, Mirrored Queen by the end. So there's not any room for the new troop. Even if it was half decent, most of the things that you can find in the faction would just be better than it normally. So you can use it if you want to tank with it. It is better at tanking than Glass Golem, as it would be expected. It is made of glass. I would sure hope it's not that good at tanking. However, it is a better tank than Glass Golem. But the goal of this team isn't really to tank. It's more so to actually die and then summon something better than what's in the team. So it being tanky is almost a detriment than a benefit, oddly enough, due to how the other troops within the team function. But anyways, guys, I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'll catch you guys soon. Thank you so much for stopping by as always. Greatly appreciated. Stay safe out there. And goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.